Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm in my local ball field. I have the LYZRC L100. Now it's a beautiful day out, as you can see guys. We roughly have about 6 mile-an-hour winds. I think the gusts are under 10. So why not give this drone another shot with nice warm weather, and hopefully it acts a lot better than what it did back a month or so ago. So I have everything calibrated, ready to go. We are going to start recording, and let's try a takeoff with this thing. It's been that long I forget how to use it now. Okay, take off. And we have 9 satellites. And I'm going to tell you guys, look at that. I'm going to tell you guys one thing I've done to this drone, which is I opened the top cover and I took the aluminum heat shield away from the GPS to see if that would help. But it's obviously not getting any more satellites. We have 9, that's about it. So you can see it's still doing that bobbing up and down. Okay, camera is down on me. Well, let's give it a little test out here anyway, guys. We're in normal mode. Hopefully it's trying to fly away here. Let's put it in higher speed. Okay, we'll let off the stick. It's still cruising forward. Yeah, this is absolutely junk, guys. You've got to have a lot of patience to fly this thing. We lost the satellite. We're down to 8. You can see it has a mind of its own. It wanders. Like, even if I turn the stick, the drone tries to fly off a little bit. So I can tell you one thing, guys. One of my subscribers actually opened this thing and gutted it out, and there is no optical flow sensor in it. That is just there for show. It's not connected to anything. So that's another reason why this thing flies so erratic. And now it's trying to fly away. Very little wind here, guys. I'm in the high speed setting. It's not wanting to fly forward. There it goes. Takes an awful long time to take its input. And you guys can see I'm not touching anything but steering the craft, and it's trying to fly away. Now it's leveling out. It's flying forward here. I'm not touching anything, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna say it again. Don't buy this thing. It's an absolute waste of your money. Absolute waste of money. Let's get it up in the air here. I mean, there's barely any wind here, guys, and it's having a hard time fighting it. Like I say, 6 mile-an-hour winds, and the gusts are under 10. It's just not a great craft. Not great at all. Cool concept, but it's like they rushed this thing to slap it together and get it out the door and make their money off it. But it does have a real light on the bottom. You can give it that. But just not a great craft, guys, and not a great flyer. I'm only 22 meters high. Like I say, I've got this thing in the high speed setting. I don't want to go full stick forward because it goes too erratic and hard to control. Now it's settling in here. It's still flying. Was flying forward. Now it's starting to stop. So I'm going to just turn the craft And you can see it flies forward on its own when you turn that craft. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's hold the stick back. The craft is still going forward while I'm holding the stick back, guys. Let's get that back over here. So you have to fly forward to fight any type of wind or anything. It's just not good, guys. A beginner, I've said this in my comments, a beginner will lose this their very first flight. They will lose this drone very easily. It's trying to take off over the trees there on me. I've got to spin it around and come back this way. So there, the wind is blowing in my face. The craft is fighting the wind to try and fly forward. I was just letting off of the stick. So I'm guessing when I turn it around, the wind is helping push it. Oh yeah, very much so. Very much so, guys. I'll give you guys a little view of town there. Oh, can't let her go too far. So I'm holding back on the stick. The craft is flying forward. It just has a real hard time reversing in wind. Whoa. I gotta bring it down. I'm starting to lose it. It's going way off that way. There we go. Coming back. Yeah, you can't trust this thing, guys. It's too erratic. Very erratic. Very hard to fly. I've said it before, it's not fun to fly this. It's hard on the nerves. You're bound to crash it, bound to lose it. Either or. It's not a fun flyer, guys. I do hope more companies come out with this style, as it is a very cool concept, but way too much money for this thing. Back in normal speed here. And yeah, it has a real hard time fighting this small little gust. Very hard time. You'd be lucky to get 3 meters per second in its normal speed setting here. So we're just going to fly this battery out, and I'm going to put this thing away. I don't think I'll be flying this anymore. I might take it out for you guys every now and then, and maybe one day it'll crash and we'll get a good video out of it, or it'll fly off into the ocean. But yeah, it's not a great flyer at all, guys. I've had at least 1 or 2 people argue with me, saying, is Captain Drone better than you because his flew great? They obviously did not watch Captain Drone's video because his was very erratic. Tried to take his head off. Yeah, I don't know, guys. There's just a lot of internet trolls out there. They love to get people going, and I know this thing's not a great flyer. You can argue all you want. I own it. I know it's not a great flyer. We seem to be getting a half-decent flight at the battery here. We're over 9 minutes. I'm not sure how much power is left in it. 2 bars. 2 bars. We probably got another 3 minutes or something. We'll fly it out anyway and see what we get. I think they claim, some of the ads are saying 30 minutes, but I think others are claiming 23 or 25. But yeah, it's not worth the money, guys. Do not buy this. I do not recommend you buy this. If you buy this, you're just wasting your money. You can get a Mavic Mini SE for a little more than this. $379 for a Mavic Mini SE. That's right to your door. That's in Canadian dollars. If you're in the States, it's $279. This craft, they're still asking $250 some. So certainly not worth it. Buy yourself a Mavic Mini SE. Have yourself some fun. And you know the drone is good. Not this thing. This is certainly not a good drone. I mean, it's flying okay right now, but it is very erratic. I've really got to keep my eyes on this thing. I've got to fly at line of sight. I can't watch the screen where I'm flying because there's not enough trust in this drone. If I had a lot more trust in it, I'd be watching my FPV feed instead of watching the drone. But like I say, guys, it just doesn't fly well. And it's very erratic and does things you don't want it to do and don't expect it to do. I've also had the same guy that commented on the channel about, actually it wasn't the same guy, it wasn't the same guy that the Captain Drone comment. This guy tried to tell me that this thing doesn't have a barometer and it relies on its GPS and optical flow. That was the same guy. Not the Captain Drone comment. So, yeah, this guy, the same guy that tore the drone apart and found out that there is no optical flow. It's just a dummy optical flow casing in there to make it look like it has an optical flow sensor, but it doesn't. We are at 12 minutes, 34 seconds. Certainly not going to get 20 out of this anyway, guys. I can tell you that. I've got 1 bar left. 1 bar left on the battery. Well, rely on the FPV feed here for a minute and I'm too scared to rely on the FPV feed. The horizon has gone crooked on it now. Probably has been for some time here. That's another thing about this drone. And I'm getting seriously low battery warning now. So we'll fly it. I don't want to deaden this, but we'll fly it another second or two here. 13 minutes, 35 seconds, so you're not going to get a lot of flight time out of this. And it's filming. Hopefully it's recording because I have a cheap SD card in there. If it doesn't record, then we're pretty much wasted this video, eh? Now I think this thing will just fall in the sky, guys, if the battery goes seriously low. It's still flying forward on me here. I'm holding back on the stick, and that craft is barely coming back. And there, it just fell to the ground. So I'll stop recording. Yeah, it just kind of hit the ground, and one of the props hit. And she stopped dead. So I stopped recording. We will now power it off. I could hear the gimbal just leveling out. But yeah, guys, do not buy this thing. It's certainly a piece of junk. I mean, if you want to keep your eyes on it the entire time you're flying it, it's okay to fly, but you're not going to be able to watch your FPV feed and fly this thing. It's just too erratic. It will not fly backwards when you hold the stick down. You're going to have to travel with the wind and, you know, hope for the best. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little flight vid. I think we got close to 14 minutes flight time out of a battery, so their ad isn't nowhere near correct on the flight time you will get at this thing, which I believe it says 25 minutes, maybe 27. I could be wrong though, it could be 23, but still, you're not even going to get close to that. So them's the breaks, as they say. Okay guys, if you're new, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, make sure those notifications are on, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.